Hi, it's me. I think today is the 16th, I think. Give me a look at that. Yeah, today is the 16th of January. It was my birthday last week. I am now 35. No, don't mid to dirty 30s. Anyway, I thought I'd do this one on a book that I just got in the. I ordered a book and it came today. As you know, I'm a book nerd. I love my books. I've recently amassed a collection of Stephen King titles, which I'm currently going through at the moment. But this one came today, and I thought I'd do a little thing on it. I haven't read this one. This is a title that I've not read yet. I haven't even started it yet, but I thought I'd do a thing on it. It is called An Open Swimmer by Australian author Tim Winton. As you can see, it's not a very thick book, but it's actually this author's very first. I understand it's his very first novel, published back in the early 80s. That was the original publication of this novel. This particular edition, was published in 1998. But the original was published. Excuse me, get that page back again. Bear with me just a moment. First published by Allen and Unwin in 1982, and in paperback by Picador in 1983. So, yes, this is Tim Winton is a very popular author, a very popular Australian author who lives in Western Australia. And focus. There we are. This particular novel was his first one. Winner of the 1981 Australian Vogel Award. So apparently on the back, this is the thing on the back that says, Gerard and his best mate Sean set off in a beaten up old VW to go camping on the coast. Gerard's friends and family want to know when he'll finish university, when he'll find a girl. But they don't understand about Sean's mother Jewel, or the bush or the fish with the pearl. They think he needs a job, but what Gerard is searching for is more elusive. Only the sea, and perhaps the old man who lives in a shack beside it, can help. An Open Summer, Tim Winton's remarkable first novel, was winner of the 1981 Australian Vogel Award. And then of course there's some reviews on the back as well. So I decided to buy this title because it looked interesting, and I've heard great things about the author. So I thought I'd give this a bit of a read. However, it will need to wait it will need to wait a bit, because I'm currently about 3/4 of the way through a Stephen King novel at the moment, the first in a trilogy, actually. And when I say that, you may guess what the novel is. I'm currently 3/4 of the way through Stephen King's Mr. Mercedes. Yes. This I bought, see by the spine, I bought this as a, I bought this as part of a box set of the trilogy. Finders, Keepers, and I forget the third one. But Yes. Yeah, Finders Keepers was the second one. But this one is very, very interesting, honestly. I'm finding it very riveting, this book. Winner of the Edgar Award for Best Novel. In a mega stakes high suspense race against time, three unlikely and winning heroes try to stop a crazy killer from blowing up thousands of people. Oh, yeah. In the pre-dawn hours, in a distressed American city, hundreds of unemployed men and women line up for the opening of a job fair. They are tired and cold and desperate for employment. Emerging from the fog, invisible until it is too late, a lone driver ploughs crowded through the crowd in a stolen Mercedes, running over the innocent, backing up and charging again. 8 people are killed, 15 are wounded. The killer escapes. And that's just the start of the story. Months later, a former policeman named Bill Hodges, still haunted by the unsolved crime, contemplates suicide. Not a very healthy thing to do. Then he gets a crazed letter from the perpetrator of the earlier crime, claiming credit for the murders. Hodges wakes up from his depressed and vacant retirement, fearing another even more diabolical attack and hell-bent on preventing further atrocities. The perpetrator is a man named Brady Hartsfeld. Now, we know this from the beginning. This is not a whodunit. Far from it, actually. This is more of a suspense thriller type story. So we know the audience, the reader knows the identity of the Mercedes killer, called Mr. Mercedes. We know who Mr. Mercedes is right from the very beginning. And we're also given his insight into his life. He lives with his alcoholic mother in the house where he was born. He loved the feel of death under the wheels of the Mercedes and wants that rush again. Only Bill Hodges, with a couple of eccentric and mismatched allies, can apprehend the killer before he strikes again. The question is, can they do it in time? Now, I haven't got quite that far yet, but I have gotten about, because I've got about 300 pages in of a 436 pages. So I'm about 300 in, which is about 3/4 of the way. But yeah, I'm up to a part in the story now where it's just really starting to heat up. Although the whole story, right from the very beginning, the whole story is quite interesting and quite. There's. At first, you might think, yeah, it's a bit slow going at the beginning, but then once you go over it again in your head, it's like, oh, there's some complex subtleties that you sort of might not have initially picked up on, but then if you go back and then might read a couple of pages again, and you think, oh, because this is what I tend to do is, if I read a story that might appear to be a little bit slow going in the beginning, what I will do is I'll go back and I might sort of read certain passages and pages again to try and pick up, okay, well, this is what I missed the first time. Then, okay, that's now in my head. So, okay, then I can continue reading where I left off. And then I'll have the new in my head. It's like, well, okay, now I understand certain things. And then, okay, I can continue with the story. And this is one of those stories is where you think at what's called prima facie, at first glance. You might think your initial first impression might be, oh, this might be a little bit slow going in the middle. I mean, in the beginning. But then you go back and you read certain bits again, and it's like, well, okay, well now I understand that bit. Now I understand that bit. Now I understand that bit. And it's like, well, okay. And you got a new appreciation of the story. You understand the story as a whole, and it's like, well, oh, it's actually quite there's complex subtleties in the storyline. It's like, oh, that stretch right through. And I love the modern, because this is a story that was written comparatively recently. I love the very modern references. So now I'm looking forward to the next two. Now I've also got on order. I have a whole heap of books on order. 3 more Stephen King novels on order, plus five novels from the author David Eddings. The Beleriad, what is it called? Beleriad series. I have them on order too. So, looking forward to them. From the author, the late, great David Eddings. I've never read any of his novels, but I'm looking forward to that. So, anyway, before this gets away too long, I just thought I'd give you an update on what's happening in my life. I'm reading. I'm into my books at the moment. I have my boyfriend up from Melbourne at the moment, but he's gone back down to Byron Bay for a day today, and he'll be back tonight for another final couple of days before he finally goes home. He goes home on Friday morning, because today's Tuesday. He goes home on a Friday, back to Melbourne, and he won't be back up here until about April. It's another bloody long and lonely wait for me, isn't it? I miss him terribly when he's not here. Honestly, I do. So anyway, I'm sorry, I've got a bit of a bark here, itchy. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's happening. I'm reading. I had a birthday. I got my boyfriend up here. He's been up here since just before New Year's. He goes back this week. He took me away for my birthday. Romantic overnighter at Karoi, here in Queensland. Oh, romantic. I love you. Anyway, enjoy life, have fun, and don't forget to take time to read a book, purely for fun.